We are looking at your Dynasty football trades
Oh,
on
we back.
today's video.
Come on.
If you want your trades to be considered for this video series, it's quite simple. Join our Discord with the link in the description.
That's right.
We have a text channel that is Dynasty Trades is what it's called. Anytime you pop a screenshot of a trade in there, we will consider it for this video series. Drop a like to show some support. Subscribe if you like Dynasty content. We got so much rookie rankings. I mean, everything like
The whole thing.
draft, whatever you can think of. We've got
so
that content
much.
and we're popping it out for you. So why don't we look at this first trade from Shav, who sends, I think he receives 2 firsts, and he sends away Travis Etienne. Apparently the firsts are it's the 104 and the 110 in this year's draft. So
Okay.
where are you going here on this trade, Badaki?
I think that's a pretty even value in my personal opinion. 104, 110. I think it feels really comfortable. I mean, 104, depending on how your draft goes, maybe where Jameer goes, you could probably get him at the 104, or at the 110. I don't think you can get him at the 110, but some talent. You can get a running back in return and a wide receiver. Maybe that's Kayshon Booty. Maybe that's Jordan Addison. That could be really exciting for trading away Travis Etienne. So I think it is an even trade. So give me the 2 first. Though.
Yeah, you in this scenario, you really hope and pray that Jahmyr Gibbs falls to the 104 because that's your ideal replacement for Etienne.
Which I think is pretty significant. Bijan, Bryce, CJ. I mean, 104
I don't think CJ is consensus 103 though.
No, okay.
I think right now it's very much between CJ, Gibbs, and Jackson. But I think the opposite side of that coin, what you could do at the 104, you could take wide receiver 1 in the class if he's available, and then at the 10. Maybe you take your first running back,
right?
Depending on how high you view one of those players. If it's Zach Evans, if it's Sean Tucker, or maybe you can trade back or use that 110 to go trade for another running back.
Yeah.
So overall, I'm a huge Travis Etienne, guys. You guys know that on this channel. I love him. I'm telling you to buy him all offseason last year. If I can get this for him, I'll probably move on from him. I mean, that's pretty good value, I think. So I'm happy with that side of the deal.
Yeah, I'm okay with that as well.
The next trade is from Fimstead. He says, thoughts on this? I've got Brees, 101, 102, 202 to fill out my running backs and replace Etienne. So apparently this is another Etienne trade.
Wow.
So Jerry Jeudy, Treylon Burks, and then the other side gets Travis Etienne, 302 and the 310. Where are you leaning on this deal?
So he has Brees, the 10. I think that's fine. I think if I'm not mistaken, he is getting the Jerry Jeudy, Treylon Burks side. So
I think so too.
I'll feel really confident taking Jerry Jeudy, Treylon Burks. I think maybe I was a year too early of the Jerry Jeudy being a top 10, top 15 guy, especially with Russell Wilson, the way he performed. I think that was a coaching standpoint. Treylon Burks is one of your guys, a guy that you think can be a breakout. And, I'm leaning that way towards it as well. What we saw with some good glimpses. And the fact that he sent away Travis Etienne in a couple thirds, I think that is a steal, in my personal opinion. You're getting 2 top wide receivers and still have the 101. 101, the 102. So I think it's a great deal for him.
I think this is pretty even value. I feel at this moment that this is a very good example of a buy low on Burks and Jeudy.
Right.
Both players that we like. I've been talking about Burks for a while as a buy low. By the way, last time I did an individual video on him, he was a wide receiver 34 in community rankings. Now he's a wide receiver 21. I'm just saying, hopefully we're able to get in at that time.
And be careful.
But I still think he's a good buy low right now. So I would see this as an even trade, though, because you're giving up a proven, guaranteed asset, I think, in Etienne for the upside and potential of what these players can be.
How do you feel about Etienne coming into, a lot of talent? Let's say Evan Ingram gets re-signed. Calvin Ridley's coming. Yeah. Christian Kirk is there. Zay Jones kind of.
Back.
Huh?
None of them play running back.
Right.
And
okay.
I think.
Does that hurt you?
Which was really strange to me this year, but Etienne wasn't a big guy in the air. He wasn't a big receiver.
He wasn't.
Which was strange to me because I think he really profiled well as receiving back.
Right.
So what you've gotten from him this year wasn't in the air anyway. So I feel like you can only go up in the air, and none of those guys are going to play running back. He'll be the featured guy, so I'm not so worried about it personally.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, on to Kevin315. Hey, he's got the purple mark. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon.
Appreciate you.
He says, thoughts. The other guy has the 101 as well, so this must be a crazy one. I think I know who's the other guy because he talked about this trade.
Okay.
I remember this trade pretty vividly, and I was heavy on the Najee Garrett Wilson's side.
Right.
And I think essentially I just don't want to, like, if I have these young, really good assets in Garrett Wilson, Najee Harris, like I think he had a better end to the year, and then the 107, which I value highly, I don't want to then trade those in for guys who are aging. Michael Thomas, I want no part of. Miles Sanders, who knows what happens with him.
Right.
Eckler, we like him, but he is 27. And Tyreek, not that Tyreek's old because he's 28, so he still have a lot of life left. But I want the younger guys to build around personally.
Agreed.
I don't think it's necessarily bad value on either side. I think this would be a fair trade, but it's not the way I like to operate in Dynasty. I don't like sending away young, really good talents for old guys who are already proven, but kind of like questionable as far as how much life they have left.
Yeah, no, I would agree there. Michael Thomas, once again, you're looking at two guys, technically three guys over the age of 28 years old. I would say Tyreek, 28, 29. Michael Thomas, I think he's done. So yeah, everything you said.
Eckler is 27, so
hit the nail on the head. Travis Etienne, Tyreek Hill, Austin Eckler. Definitely aging guys, and the way Garrett Wilson played this year, if they get a better quarterback than Zach Wilson, man, this guy can skyrocket. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. And the 107 is good value there.
Yeah, he definitely could. Sanders is going to be, I think, a really interesting piece here.
Mm-hmm.
Where does Sanders go? Does he resign? Is he a backup? Like, not that he's a starting caliber running back, but I'm just curious as to what happens with him in free agency because there's so many moving pieces.
So much to do.
All right. Dante, again, another guy over supporting us on Patreon.
Appreciate
Huge love, brother. Appreciate you. Okay, he gets Amari Cooper, Trey Lance, and Dameon Pierce and sends away Trevor Lawrence. Oh, this is interesting.
Okay. I mean, initial thoughts, completely honest, I feel like I'm going straight to Trevor Lawrence, right? I love what he did in his second year or third year. Yeah, second year. Wow. Gosh. For some reason, I was like, he was in this league for like 3 years now. But Amari Cooper, being there with Deshaun Watson, Trey Lance, maybe a buy low scenario potentially, but I think a lot lands on what's going to happen with these two, Trey Lance and Dameon Pierce, right? Yeah. Is Trey Lance going to have an opportunity anywhere else? And is he going to have an opportunity to be a starting quarterback? That's a question. Number two, Dameon Pierce. Are they going to draft anyone to back him up? Or not to back him up, to make a committee. Does the Sean Tucker go there? Does the Zach Evans go there? And I think that's exactly.
I think he would be a perfect fit with Dameon Pierce, Devin Kane. I think that would be like the perfect one too.
That as well, and like how much do they eat into Dameon Pierce? So I think Trevor Lawrence is a top guy right now. It feels really comfortable. I'm going Trevor Lawrence, especially in the Superflex league. If this is Superflex,
this is tough. On Trey Lance, I was a huge Trey Lance guy all last year. Pretty much since the injury, my stance has been I'm not selling him in leagues I have him, and I'm definitely not buying him because I just don't know what's going to happen in the future. I feel like if you put this one into a trade calculator, it probably is going to lean the Trey Lance side. But I feel like this is one of those quality over quantity trades where I know Trevor Lawrence at this point is completely breaking out to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, becoming very, very special.
Yeah.
And by the way, he did it in his rookie year. I don't even think about because of the situation, because of how bad the team was, because of the coaching. He finally has a good coach, and now he's making the strides we wanted him to make as a rookie. So
exactly,
this is tough. I don't think it's bad value either side. And if Trey Lance becomes the player I think he can, then that side probably wins.
Right.
But I think you're getting a proven guy in Trevor Lawrence, so I'll take the Trevor Lawrence side. But it is very, very close.
Let me ask you a question. What's your percentage on Trey Lance being a starter in the NFL? Again, like right now?
In the NFL, I would say he still has like a 50% chance. Like higher than 50%.
Higher than 50%, okay.
I would say around there. Because I think we've already heard there's a lot of teams who still like him and would like to have him on their team.
Right. It's so interesting. It's so hard to really gauge on what the hell is going to happen. This is such a unique situation as well. A guy that they invested a lot of draft capital in, a guy that, they sat in the first year to improve. Second year gets injured, and we still haven't seen anything for 3 years for this guy.
I know.
What the hell is going to happen? It's so crazy because you can
the
develop. The
upside is still ridiculous though.
100%.
Outside of Bryce, he might have the highest upside even in this year's class. It's so teams are going to take a shot on it. And it's so hard to say. I hate when and again, I've been a huge Trey Lance guy all year last year, so maybe it's just my bias, but I cannot stand on Twitter when I see people calling him a bust. What did you want him to do?
We haven't seen it.
Not break his ankle? Like he could have done that? You should actually be angry at Kyle Shanahan for using him like a fullback, freaking idiot. Okay, next trade. Larson Nathan. 10 teams start 2 quarterbacks. PPR got Lamar and Godwin. Didn't worry about Lance anymore and all that drama. My quarterbacks are now Lamar, Herbert, and Pickens. Okay. I think this is where I lean Trey.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I think this is where I lean Trey because I not only do I get Trey, but I get Bijan Robinson.
Right.
And I get to move off of Godwin, Lamar, who we don't know who his quarterback is next year.
Yeah.
I am pretty heavy on the Trey Lance side here. And it's not even because I want to discount Lamar. I'm on the Trey side here.
This is tough because I'm a believer that it's going to be hard for Trey to come back. And that's just because of, the scenario. It's not because of the talent. It's just the scenario. And it's very difficult for someone like that, And I like Lamar. The 101, though. Like, Lamar and the 101 are even trade, in my opinion. Godwin and Trey Lance together.
Okay, if that's the case, that means Bijan Robinson is a top 8 pick in Dynasty startup drafts.
Yeah. I would, as we're getting more information and we're understanding who these guys are, I would agree. Like, he probably would be a top 8 pick. Top 8, maybe 11, 12. I mean, 10, 11, 12.
Kind of where I drafted him yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday, exactly. So that kind of makes sense. Oh, this is a toss-up. I guess I have to make a decision here. And, you know what? I'm going to stick with Lamar and Godwin.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going with Trey here. I'm pretty happy with that side. Not only do you get the risk and the upside of Trey, but you get a guaranteed guy in Bijan. So.
I'm really interested
and I think that the underrated part here, by the way, is you get to move Chris Godwin. Nobody wants to trade for Chris Godwin right now. Everyone knows Brady's potentially going to leave. I mean, in the leagues where I have Godwin, no one wants him. Yeah. Not that we don't value him. Not that he isn't great. It's just no one knows how to value him.
Him right now without, TB12. I'm interested to see what Colton's team looks like, to be honest. I'm really interested to see, like, who's his quarterbacks. Because I think if we had the full scope, maybe we go Trey Lance. I would go Trey Lance side, but that's interesting.
It's close. All right, we go down. The next trade is from 215 Jared. Start 8 non-superflex. So this is a 1 quarterback. He says, I have Hall, the 101, 102, and 324 first, and 325 first. Okay, wow. Start 8. So I'm assuming he's getting Jonathan Taylor here. And what pick did he move, though? So what? We don't know what that
you don't know what that first is, right?
I mean, if that first is the 101, then no, I wouldn't do this.
Right. But he said he had the 101.
It's either the 101 or the 102, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't want the 101. I would still rather have the 101 and the 102 over JT right now, personally. I'm not sure.
I agree when you add all these other picks.
Right.
But I think JT should be valued somewhere around the 102 to the 105. Okay. So yeah, you're right. It is JT. If this first is the 101 or the 102, if it's a 101, this is a very heavy on the trades.
On the pick side. On the pick side, exactly.
If it's a 102, it's still probably the pick side.
I think if it's anything outside of, if it's not the 101 and the 102, I'm taking Jonathan Taylor. If it is the 101, the 102, I'm taking the pick side. That's probably the best way to sum it up.
Let's say it's the 107. I think that's JT there because there's a lot of throw-in picks. Like
exactly. Those thirds are not.
The opportunity for you to hit on these thirds is not high.
Yeah, I'll take JT. I think if there was a 23 second in that third instead of 25, not saying 25 doesn't no value, but
if this is the 107, just remove all of these other picks and give me an early second, and then we'll call it good.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. I think I remember these trades being the exact same. So let's look at this one. From Fight On, he says trade was made. So this is the same trade. I'm pretty sure he posted twice in a row. Mm-hmm. One side gets Allen Robinson, Trevor Lawrence, and the 201. The other side gets Jimmy G, Jalen Waddle, the 107, and a 2024 second round pick. So this is pretty interesting.
It is pretty interesting.
I think initial reaction. I think this is even. I don't know what to say. I actually think this is an even trade. I don't have an opinion.
It's even because we have no idea what the hell Allen Robinson is and the potential was there for us. He was a top guy for us coming into this season.
I more look at the 201 and like, ooh, that's intriguing. Mm. And then Jimmy G's probably a starter somewhere.
Yeah,
you get Waddle, you get an elite young wide receiver. I don't know. This is even. I think I'm going Jalen Waddle, because that 107 could be Will Levis. That 107 could be Anthony Richardson. Sure.
But
you could miss out on those guys too.
Yeah, I know.
No. That's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Is there any other trades that we are looking over? Okay, Albino Samoa has one. No, he doesn't say anything about it, but it looks like this is the 111 and the 311 for Brian Robinson and the 206.
Oh, well, definitely Team A.
Yeah, I'll take the picks.
Yeah, give me 111.
I mean, you're saying at the 111, I can get Zach Evans, Zach Charbonnet, Sean Tucker to replace him. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, agreed.
But you could maybe get those guys at the 206 depending on how on the draft falls. But I'll take the pick side of. I'm just not a Brian Robinson guy long term.
I like Brian Robinson, but getting a first for him, I think, is phenomenal. So
yeah, I think that's it. That's it for today, guys. Appreciate you. Drop a like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. All love. Go check out all of our other videos. We got a ton of stuff on the 23 class, and we'll see you in the next one here soon.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos,
watch it.
You can also subscribe
right now
if you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/FantasyLandFam.